going to treat myself to a star bar when I successfully read this chapter. Do you remember star bars? Blimey. Hello and welcome back to the only BBC you're ever going to need. It's the Blackfoot Book Club again with another exciting edition from my fourth self-published book and first on Liverpool Football Club, Chasing the Impossible, and a sword of Damocles. And without further ado, another perfect half of football routs the Red Devils. Liverpool 4, Manchester United 0. It was reportedly 25 consecutive passes, but it felt a lot more watching the game live, and as far as the blue chain shirts from Manchester United were concerned, it may as well have been 125 passes. It was the 22nd minute of the first half of football that verged on the perfection the Reds produced against United's neighbours Manchester City just 3 days ago at Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final, and it was a move so beloved of my soon-to-be trademarked PlayStation football. It may only have been 25 passes officially, and Virgil van Dijk the only Liverpool player not to touch the ball during the move, a sweeping move that rolled back and forth, front to back to front, defence, through midfield and into attack, and with the ball barely leaving the lush green grass of Anfield. The passes were mounting by the time Joël Matip set off on one of his galloping and marauding runs forward. His pass was instantly returned by the scorer of the night's first goal, Díaz, and Matip's instant forward pass was incredibly turned instantly into the path of Mo Salah by his strike partner, Sadio Mané. The Senegalese striker's pass was sublime, for the tight execution and accuracy of a reverse pass played across his body, yet perfectly to the feet of Salah, who controlled the ball instantly before slotting the ball into the far corner of David De Gea's Manchester United net. 22 minutes had passed, Liverpool were already 2-0 up, and they were strolling along a road that would lead to an almost peerless first half of football again. 3 points that would take them top of the Premier League again, while simply tearing apart, time and time again, their oldest and fiercest domestic rivals. The Reds' first goal in 5 minutes was the stereotypically sublime to the ridiculous. The sublime was the simplicity with which Liverpool tore Manchester United apart down their right-hand side. Trent Alexander-Arnold started the move with an incisive pass to skipper Jordan Henderson, whose first-time pass found Sadio Mané on the halfway line. He released both Alexander-Arnold and Mo Salah sprinting down the right flank, with Salah reaching the ball first, and his perfect first-time cross was met by Díaz, who had the simplest and easiest of tap-in goals. The ridiculous was twofold. One, with Salah, Alexander-Arnold and Díaz all sprinting forward, it was attack versus defence and a 3v2 situation that completely and easily undressed Manchester United. And two, the visitors from Manchester were already a dishevelled mess and the game was only 5 minutes old. The superiority Liverpool enjoyed within this almost perfect half of football was exemplified by those damn statistics again, and the damning numbers that their visitors had one touch of the ball within the Reds' penalty area, one corner and a lucky one that came to nothing, and two resounding zeros. 0 shots off target, 0 shots on target. On the other side of the ball, Liverpool was supreme. Their high defensive line was never troubled, and led by their skipper Jordan Henderson, as well as another otherworldly performance yet again from man of the match Thiago Alcantara. Díaz, Fabinho, Salah and Mané all hunted in packs when not in possession of the ball, and when they were, Liverpool simply and majestically played their oldest adversaries off the park. The game failed to settle after the half-time break, and the opening 15 minutes of the second half was all United. Their best move of the game ended with a tame and scuffed effort from substitute Jadon Sancho, and this was followed shortly thereafter by a brilliant double save from Reds goalkeeper Alisson Becker, as he denied both Anthony Elanga and Marcus Rashford in quick succession. The offside flag had been raised, but neither Elanga, Rashford nor Becker knew this at the time, thus making the Reds goalkeeper double save all the more impressive. On the hour mark, Liverpool regained complete control of the game, and it was no surprise when Sadio Mané scored a deserved third goal and a worthy return for yet another impeccable display in a Liverpool shirt from the Senegalese striker. Andy Robertson had a wonderful second half, and it was his tackle that started the move for Mané's goal as he strode forward before releasing Díaz. His square ball was glided into the far corner of the United net with the minimum of fuss, before with 5 minutes to go Liverpool rounded off the most perfect of performances with yet another goal that exemplified their display. Manchester United captain Harry Maguire simply had nowhere to go as Liverpool pressed and pressed his team in their own half, and his sloppy ball was gifted away and found its way to Diogo Jota. The Reds simply wouldn't let a bedraggled and woeful United out of their own half, and when Jota secured the ball, the tackles were weak and ineffective or non-existent before his pass reached Mo Salah. It was a scruffy finish in all honesty, but the Egyptian king saluted the adoring Reds at the Kop end of Anfield as only he can. Yet another mauling had been inflicted on their fiercest rivals from Manchester, and a 9-0 aggregate thumping over the season. So from a huge bag full of points behind Manchester City and Reds all over social media conceding the title before their Christmas turkeys had even seen the inside of their ovens, Liverpool are now back on the perch a famous ex-Manchester United manager was so pleased at knocking them from a decade or so ago. With 6 league games to go, the Reds have a 2-point lead over United's pale blue shirted neighbours at City, and they remain in every competition in which they entered at the start of this remarkable season. A 2-legged Champions League victory over Villarreal will ensure this remarkable season will see a fitting remarkable team fulfil every single possible fixture, and I wouldn't bet against the PlayStation football continuing around the fields of Anfield Road for some considerable time to come. And that was another edition from the Blackfoot Book Club, Chasing the Impossible and A Sword of Damocles. It's the Liverpool book I've always wanted to write. I'm immensely proud of it. There's links below for how you can purchase said book and also ways and means of which you can support me if you are able. Thank you so much for watching. I leave you in peace and in solidarity. And thanks very much for watching. Peace everyone, and take it easy out there.